Have you ever wondered what happens when a car brand bids farewell to an entire continent? This is what happened to Suzuki. Their departure from the American market over a decade ago raised eyebrows and left many questioning the implications. But why did Suzuki pull out, and what does it mean for those still driving their cars stateside? Let's explore this intriguing tale and uncover the hidden truths behind Suzuki's exit from America. Before moving forward, please, take a moment to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more updates on the car market. Suzuki is a Japanese brand renowned for its durability and dependable performance, and this has endeared the automobile brand to millions of customers across the globe. Suzuki Motors announced that it will stop selling cars in the United States as it continues to struggle to compete with rivals in the world's second biggest market. The firm said its focus on small cars and stringent U.S. safety regulations had hurt its growth in the country. In a statement, Suzuki explained the challenges that prompted its departure included low sales volumes, a limited number of models in its lineup, unfavorable foreign exchange rates, the high costs associated with growing and maintaining an automotive distribution system in the continental U.S., and the disproportionately high and increasing costs associated with stringent state and federal regulatory requirements unique to the U.S. market. For many years, Suzuki had also enjoyed the financial support of General Motors, which had initially purchased an approximately 5% stake in the company back in 1981, and eventually grew that stake to roughly 20% by the early 2000s. Plagued by financial troubles of its own, General Motors sold out of Suzuki in 2006, which represented two distinct problems for Suzuki. Firstly, there was a financial impact, and this reduced support made life harder for Suzuki. Secondly, Suzuki had worked with General Motors to develop and adapt cars for the American market. One example is the second-generation XL7 SUV, introduced in 2007, which was developed and produced through Suzuki and GM's joint efforts. They aimed to introduce a Suzuki-branded vehicle in the U.S. that could compete well and gain market share. However, despite efforts, the XL7 didn't perform as well as expected, especially compared to popular models like the Toyota Highlander. Due to poor sales, Suzuki stopped selling the XL7 in 2009. Here a question arises. Does Suzuki's decision to withdraw from the American market necessarily indicate a failure on its part? Or could it be a strategic move to focus on markets where its strengths are better suited? Suzuki's withdrawal from the American market doesn't mean the brand is a failure in the international context. Instead, Suzuki has focused on markets where its strengths align better, like building simple, affordable, and small vehicles for practical transportation. For instance, Suzuki has been successful in India with the Maruti Suzuki brand, which started as a joint venture and is now mostly owned by Suzuki Motor Corporation. Maruti Suzuki holds over 40% of the Indian passenger car market. Suzuki also sells cars in large numbers in Japan, especially K-cars like the Wagon R, which has been a top seller since the early 2000s. New Zealand is another market where Suzuki thrives by offering reliable, practical, and affordable cars. Suzuki dealerships also provide value-added services like free servicing and strong warranty protection. At the time Suzuki left the American market, one Japanese motor industry analyst put it well. To paraphrase, he said, "Suzuki doesn't need America, and America doesn't need Suzuki." Fundamentally, the reason Suzuki left the US is because of poor sales results. The company didn't sell enough cars to warrant a continued presence in the market. Once sales started declining aggressively, it was all over Rover, as the saying goes. But why didn't Suzuki sell well in the United States? Most motor industry analysts agree that Suzuki cars were of limited appeal to American buyers. It's not that they were bad cars, it's just that Suzuki's lineup never stood out to those in the American car market. Suzuki never really did anything to make American buyers sit up and take notice. Partly this is Suzuki's fault, and partly it's the fault, or at least nature, of the American car buying public. Suzuki has typically done its best work developing small cars, which don't tend to be so popular in the United States. The company faced a challenge in aligning its strengths with what Americans wanted in cars, so they partnered with companies like General Motors to create models like the XL7 and the Suzuki Reno. However, these cars didn't stand out much in the American market. unlike Suzuki's success with small cars internationally. Even when Suzuki did bring its own excellent small cars to the market, Americans didn't typically warm to them. For example, the Suzuki SX4 mini SUV received generally good reviews when released in the United States in 2008, but only sold shy of 30,000 units in its first year. This figure quickly dropped off to under 12,000 annual sales by 2010. Despite initial ambitions to establish a strong presence, Suzuki cars faced issues that hindered their popularity among American consumers. These problems, ranging from reliability concerns to limited model offerings, contributed to dwindling sales. As a result, Suzuki was compelled to exit the US market. We are going to share some of the common issues reported in Suzuki models, which led to them becoming less popular among Americans. Number 1. Poorly designed interior, brake issues, and excess noise. The 2007 XL7 hit the market with promises of being a one-of-a-kind vehicle, blending minivan flexibility with SUV power. However, despite its unique features, drivers faced issues like faulty timing chains, frequent brake failures, excessive road noise, and low-quality interior materials. These problems led to recalls, especially concerning the windshields, which were prone to dislodging during crashes. Owners found themselves shelling out around $600 annually for repairs, adding to their frustration. Number 2. Faulty timing chain. Tensioner experts have advised buyers to avoid the 2008 Suzuki XL7 because of its defective timing, chain tensioner. Despite offering strong horsepower, plenty of room, seating for 5, and a budget-friendly price tag, this model is plagued by problems like leaky front axles and a faulty timing chain tensioner. Number 3. Faulty air and fuel sensor and leaky fuel injector. The fuel system of the 2004 Suzuki Forenza will give you nightmares. Other issues with the vehicle include a leaky fuel injector, defective air or fuel sensors, and hard starts triggered by low fuel pressure. Drivers also complained about the problem with the check engine light due to lack of power. It is reported that a defective throttle actuator causes the issue, and you might need to replace the actuator completely. Number 4. Burnt-out headlights. Drivers of the Grand Vitara complained about their headlights burning out too often. A defective vehicle electrical system has been identified as the cause. They also report an issue with the air conditioning condenser fan. Once the air conditioning system cannot produce cool air, it is a nightmare for drivers, especially during summer. Number 5. Engine, transmission, and suspension problems. The SX4 is worth around $16,500. Many drivers complained that the fifth gear was not functioning, and there were reports of transmission system failures. These issues are usually expensive to fix, as they estimate the expenses at around $2,000. Other SX4 drivers also confirmed that they have problems such as a sticking accelerator pedal, cracked engine block, leaky seals on the rear axles, and issues with the airbag sensor lights. Number 6. Rapid engine oil consumption. The first and second generation series of the Suzuki Swift Diesel have a common problem: rapid engine oil consumption. Many drivers have complained about the quick exhaustion of the engine oil, even after servicing the engine. Number 7. Defective brakes and tires. The braking system and tires of the Aereo model have been the primary source of headaches for most drivers. The rear tires get damaged easily, which compels you to purchase tires more often. The brake pads also wear out quickly, and most drivers who do not change their brake fluid as soon as possible will face this problem. So, all these issues and problems plaguing Suzuki models, coupled with the high cost of repairs, ultimately led to Suzuki's departure from the American auto market. From safety issues like faulty windshields to mechanical problems such as leaky fuel systems, Suzuki vehicles had a lot of challenges. Considering these recurring issues and the financial burden they entail, potential buyers must ask themselves, are Suzuki models worth the risk in the American market? So, as you think about your next automotive investment, remember to consider the pitfalls associated with Suzuki vehicles and evaluate whether the risks outweigh the benefits. Let us know what you think about Suzuki's Exist from America in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.